What's up, everybody? Listen, it's check the non-existent watts. It's about 7 p.m. on Monday the 19th, March 2018. This is the long-awaited first aid video. That is a fan. Probably needs to be cleaned. Pay no attention. Shh. This video is for Doug Brown, top. He asked for it only like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Life has been a little busy, and I fully intended to have my buddy Mitch with me do this. He's a former fill in the blank. He worked at fill in the blank, and he's really good at putting people back together when they get holes in them that God did not give them. We'll just leave it at that. So he has like the ultra high speed first aid kits, and I have already talked to him about doing a video for us to get his input, but I want to get this video done for top. So without further ado, I'm going to spin this thing around and show you a table full of Coyote Brown. I hope you enjoy. All right, my brethren and sisterin, or that's a word. This is an amalgamation. Is this annoying? When I chew my gum like this, is it annoying? All right, I'll stop. This is an amalgamation of gear. I'm going to cover 3 things: boo-boo kits, blowout kits, trauma kits. Okay, first things first, what is the difference? Boo-boo kits, cuts, scrapes, minor burns, comfort items. There's boo-boo kit here on the chest rig, boo-boo kit here on the Homestead Defender pack. Pay no attention to the homework. And of course the glasses that my kids left out on the table. Or the baby's chair, she's terrible at that. Boo-boo kits, creature comforts. There's one on the chest rig, and there's one right here on the side of the Homestead Defender pack. Blowout kits. Got one here on the chest rig. Got one here on the Condor Mopsy plate carrier. Okay? Blowout kits are specifically for GSWs, gunshot wounds, okay, arterial bleeds, stab wounds, and wounds to the chest cavity region. Okay, so there's 3 different things that you do on a body for a serious wound, right? There's tourniquet, which is going to be on your extremities, basically from the shoulder down to your hands, and from your hip down to your feet, tourniquet. And then from your shoulder and hip regions into your core, you're going to pack the wound and then apply pressure, like an Israeli bandage or something like that. And then from about your belt line up to about your neckline, that area is all punctures, right? Whether it's a gunshot wound or not. And those you're either going to seal up all the way or most of the way, depending on the wound. And I am not a medical professional. I know enough to put you back together, so I'm not going to give you specifics on that. You can go check out USMC Doc has wonderful vids on his channel. Patriot Nurse has wonderful vids on her channel. And like I said, I'm going to get Mitch to do something for us here too. So that's the difference in the 3 kits. No, it's not. That's boo-boo kit and trauma kit. Boo-boo kit and IFAKs / blowout kit, rather. And this is a trauma kit. Just your standard, generic, this rides in the truck, generic trauma kit. So we're going to go line by line first. Talk about what's what, okay? I hope you're enjoying A, the excellent camera work, and B, the wonderful lighting. This is what I got, guys. This is a low budget production here, okay? I do these in my ample spare time, so bear with me. You guys should be familiar with the boo-boo kit from the What's in a Bug Out Bag video, but I'll show you again. Again, creature comforts is what's in here. In this little flap, I have hearing protection is almost always in here. This is a spare battery for the dot sight on one of the ARs. recommend you do that. A front sight tool, neither of those are related to first aid, yet there they are. And I always keep some rubber bullets for rioting in these pockets in this pouch, because I have multiple of these pouches. This is just a little Condor utility pouch. If you buy the drop leg pouch system for like 25 bucks, comes with this pouch, and this radio pouch, all on a drop leg platform for 25 bucks. As you can see, I don't use the drop leg platform, but this pouch is usually 18 on its own. So 1, 2, 3 for 25, well worth it. Okay, so that's the outside pocket. Inside pocket in here is gonna be Band-Aids, right? And then in here, I have Nicoderm. I used to be addicted to nicotine. I am no longer. But for those of y'all that smoke, something to think about. And mosquito wipes, in case it gets real bad. Yeah, I know, build a fire, T, stay downwind, the bugs won't bother you. Have you been to Texas? The bugs here will kill you and laugh at you while they're doing it. Outside pocket. Inside pocket. In the boo-boo kit. Okay, again, we're talking comfort items here. This is a small zip top style baggie that has some OTC meds in it, some Mucinex, and this is, that's my palm. That other stuff there I think is like Dayquil or something like that. And then we have several Band-Aids, different styles of Band-Aids that are in there. These are zip ties that are here. You can see some Duracell AA's down there. And I carry a razor knife as part of my EDC. So I duct tape 5 blades together so that I have spare blades for my razor knife, all down in this pocket. Then we obviously have moleskin here. That's for if you are not used to walking long distances while carrying a load and or wearing shoes that are not properly broken in, you will get blisters. And this stuff can assist with that. Again, not a medical professional, so follow up with somebody else on that. More Band-Aids. This stuff is Tylenol Sinus Severe. Again, if you are not from Texas, come here and get some allergies. You will feel like you are dying. Not even kidding. It's not like, oh man, my nose is stuffed up. It literally jacks up your whole body. This is just some folded up paper towel type material, drive-through napkins basically. That's for wiping your booty hole when you need to do your business. Q-tips here for obvious reasons, the cleaning of your ear bobs, but also for cleaning of weapons or whatever. And then we know how well we prioritize soft, supple lips here. So it's extremely important that you have at least 1 tube of lip balm for every 36 hours that you're going to be out in the wild. Because if you're ever approached for a sick makeout session and you have chapped lips, you're going to regret it. So that's the generalities of a boo-boo kit, okay? This one over here has more or less the same kind of stuff. I've got a razor knife clipped to this one because I'm a big fan of having a razor knife so that if you need to do something that's going to damage your blade, you do it with this and replace the blade on it. There's some packed compressed gauze. I think there's 2 of those in here. Come on, you. Some more compressed gauze. Oh no, the toggles. My eyes, the toggles do nothing. Come on, you. All right. And then what do we have in here? We have Band-Aids. We have International Bandage Company. This is just 4x7 gauze. Petrolatum dressings are in here. More petrolatum, more gauze. 2-inch gauze bandages with fastening clips. Okay, so this is bridges the gap. Really, this one here between a boo-boo kit and a blowout kit. PVP iodine wipe-ups. That's for sterilization, cleanup. Iodine's also really good if you're trying to get steri strips to stick to bloody skin. Iodine goes a long way. Swab some iodine on there, let it get tacky, and then adhere your steri strips, and it will stick much better than if you did not do that at all. Also in this pack, and I'm not about to go digging for it because we're probably going to go long in this video as it is a cat tourniquet and an Israeli wound dressing. So please just take my word for that. They are in there. I am a big believer in the cat tourniquets. I'm also a big believer in the Israeli wound dressings, those combat dressings, because it's compression, cover, and absorption all in one device that you can just rip that thing open, rip the cover open, apply that thing, and go push play. And it's going to, in a high stress environment, it gets the job done real quick, okay? So these are our boo-boo kits, like a level 1 kit for small stuff. And as I noted yesterday, in my pack, I carry spare boo-boo type stuff because it's lower impact. Like, you can live without putting a Band-Aid on a cut on your hand, but it's that little obnoxious stuff that's kind of literally death by 1,000 cuts, right? Like, yeah, you can get infected, you might get gangrenous and die. Like, is there a chance of that? Yes, there's a chance of that. But more than that, a lot of it's mental. I think 50% of that is just your state of mind of knowing that you're being proactive about treating wounds and keeping them clean and redressing them every day. So it's the little things like that that we tend to use a larger volume of. It's the bigger stuff like this and this and this that we don't use a lot of, but if you don't have it when you need it, God help you. All right, and now here's where we do one of those cool transition-y fade things to the IFAKs / blowout kit. Stand by. All right, and we're back. IFAKs / blowout kits. I prefer the term blowout kit. Individual first aid kit works as well. Although any of y'all that have served know that generally speaking, the IFAK individual first aid kit is like a couple of 800 milligram Motrin, like one alcohol swab, some toilet paper, and then stuff for gunshot wounds. So, generally speaking. So this is the IFAK from the chest rig. This is the IFAK from the plate carrier. You'll see here on the chest rig that there are shears. I recommend shears. This is a one Tigris shear carrier. Right, pretty self-explanatory. Just mollies onto the case, or the pouch rather. There it is. Over here on the plate carrier, this is a Condor tourniquet pouch that has a cat tourniquet in it, and then I've also put the shears in there. I face these down and away because I don't want this obnoxious little nub right there rubbing on any part of my body. Also, I want to show you this. See this right here? See that? That happens from using your gear. And I recommend you use your gear so that you'll know, hey, I should probably point this sucker down and away from me so that I'm not constantly getting stabbed in the arms and ribs by this. Okay? Little things like that. You can watch videos like this all day, and I'm glad to have you here. I hope you learned something from what I have to say, but you're going to learn infinitely more by going and doing than you are by listening to me or anybody else. So go play with your gear. That's why most of us have it anyway. Is like, yeah, the world's going to end sooner or later, and we'd like to be prepared for that. That'd be cool, right? But in the meanwhile, we also want to play with it, right? And I love putting this stuff on, reminiscing, going out with my buddies, shooting and moving, shoot, move, communicate, shoot, move, communicate, which means we shoot, we move, then we give each other the finger. Then we shoot, we move, we give each other the finger, right? So go and become proficient, not just with all your, your tactical SEAL Team 6 recon gear, but with, your bushcrafting and your fire making and your knife skills and your hiking and your cast iron cookery and all that. Okay? Mini rant over. This is the panel for the chest, or not the chest rig, rather, the plate carrier. This rips off. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That is my favorite pouch on the planet. I love that pouch. So let's come over here, show you what we got going on. General contents of a blowout kit. First things first, this is the Condor Rip Away pouch. This is the Condor EMT Light pouch, I believe it is called. What's the difference? This one is lined with Velcro on the back, so it sticks to that panel over there. This one is not. That panel mollies onto your gear, then this pulls off. This just mollies onto your gear. And this one, you open it up, it's a bifold, top and bottom. This one is a trifold. Okay, so this is a slightly larger pouch than this is. I like both of them. This is a really good pouch, like 15 bucks. This is an excellent pouch, 20 bucks. Now, the contents of this mirror almost exactly the contents of this. So, I'm going to show you, we'll focus on this one because it's here. First things first, how do you put together one of these kits? The first thing I would tell you is get the pouch, right? Then for 20 bucks on Amazon, you can get the Adventure Medical Quick Clot kit. And it's going to come with Quick Clot, 2x2 gauze, 4x4 gauze, disinfectant, a small roll of duct tape, nitrile gloves, rolled gauze, and a couple other odds and ends, triangle bandage for 20 bucks. The Quick Clot is usually like 15 to 18. So just get that kit. It's 20 bucks. If you get 20 bucks, you're 40 bucks into it, right? 20 bucks, cat tourniquet, 60 bucks. 8 bucks, Israeli wound dressing, 68 bucks. $7. This is a NPA, nasopharyngeal airway, with the lube, do not separate. So you're at $75 on your kit. I like to add no hurt tape and a couple other odds and ends. So you're about $75 to $100 on one of these kits. A good pair of shears is going to run you 15 bucks, is 90 bucks. And then this little shear holder on the outside is like 8 bucks. You're 100 bucks all in. Well, I could get it on this website for $42. Go for it, dude. Go for it. And if somebody shoots you and you have a through and through and they're trying to put you back together again, you just happen to be near a quad zero or 68 whiskey, they roll up on you and they're going to put you back together again, and they rip your kit open and it's completely dicked up and there's nothing in there that they actually need, was that worth the $58 that you saved? I'm going to go, no. Second mini rant over. So what's in here? For about $100, what do you get? You get this pouch. We talked about that. Nasopharyngeal airway. If you don't know how to use this, don't use it. Well, why do you have it? Because somebody else might. And if you need it, hopefully somebody else does. Okay? Israeli combat dressing, Israeli wound dressing, Israeli battle dressing, whatever they're calling it now. Trauma wound dressing from the Emergency Bandage Company. I bet. Focus, you dang thing. Okay? Israeli combat dressing. These things are great. They're bulky, but they weigh like... Oh, you're welcome, Floor. They weigh about as much as a granola bar, okay? A Recon Medical Genuine Cat Tourniquet. Yeah, but you can get those. There's 2 packs for $14 on Amazon. Those are from China. And the ones from China don't... The stylus on them breaks. And this part right here is just nylon. It's not Kevlar, and this will snap. So get a Recon Medical, a real cat tourniquet, okay? And then pre-thread it. And again, look up somebody else's video on all that. No hurt tape. This stuff's like $3 at the grocery store or CVS or Walgreens or Target or whatever. It's like $3. Okay. Nitrile gloves in ever fashionable black. I like the black because when I wear the black gloves, I feel like a badass. A little roll of duct tape. That is for sealing wounds in your chest cavity. Again, I'm not going to tell you how to do that. You go talk to somebody else about that, okay? Because depending on the type of wound and where it's located, you either seal all sides or you leave one side open so it can flap. And I will not be responsible for you messing that up. So you do your own research on that. Rolled gauze. These are the gloves that come with the Adventure Medical Kit. Then you have in here some disinfectant wipes, some 4x4 gauze right here. These are tampons. Well, what do you do with those? Well, number one, if there's a lady with your group, they're nice to have, I'm told. Number two, they are in an emergency about the same size as the typical gunshot wound. And come at me, bro. Okay? Go talk to a combat medic. They work. Triangle bandage and quick clot. And then these are petrolatum dressings. And then I have another quick clot back here. Okay? So that's typically what I have in an IFAK or a blowout kit. This whole thing is designed around mitigating extreme bleeding, either from a puncture wound or a gunshot wound. Okay? It is either to chemically slow the blood, soak up and cause clotting to stop the blood, or restrict the blood so that it does not flow, right? This whole thing here is blood flow management, so you keep as much of it as possible so that you don't pass out and or die. What is the difference between this kit and this kit? This kit here has this bottom portion that folds in and out, and what I've done here is put 3 rolls of tape. In here I have good old regular electrical tape, no hurt tape, and then this is like a fabric style tape. There are a considerable number of gloves in here. Remember, this is on my plate carrier, so when I don my plate carrier, it's generally what I figure is going to be a more combative environment. So this kit is a little bit better stocked than this one. This chest rig is basically to run light and run low, to avoid confrontation if at all possible. We're not looking for a fight, but we're ready for a fight. That is not necessarily we're looking for a fight, but boy, are we much better prepared here than we are here if a fight breaks out. Roger? Roger. Okay, so this one has all of the stuff in it that this one has, but I've also got some hemostats in here that if somebody has a dangler that I have to reach in there and pinch it off, I can. I've got an eye lamp here that if I need to assess somebody. I've got, once again, you'll see this theme repeating in my systems, a sharp, brand new razor knife with a brand new blade on it that if I have to make a surgical cut right now, I can. NPA nasopharyngeal airway. There are 3 tubes of super glue right here. This is, oh man, what muciprocin or mupirocin or whatever. It's a wound dressing. It's basically... liniment, not the word that I'm looking for, but it's basically like Neosporin on steroids, okay? That is prescription strength Neosporin. Quick clot in here, more Israeli wound dressing. There's a whole bunch of 4x4 back here and a suture kit back here. More tampons, more rolled gauze. Is there a suture kit in here? I think there's a suture kit in here. If there's not, there needs to be. It may have been moved. The idea behind this kit is that it can be used on me, to be used on me if I get wounded. I can also rip it off of this panel on the plate carrier, take it off, lay it on the ground, and work on my buddy if I need to. Okay? Do you know the best first aid in a firefight? That is correct. Rounds on target. After that, evacuate the casualty, then render aid. Okay, cool story. These are what my blowout kits, my IFAKs look like. You can add more, you can run with less. This is what I run. I am a large dude. I can carry a lot of weight, and I prefer to go a little bit heavier in my systems because of the capabilities that it gives me. You guys do what you want to do, but I would recommend as a base, get a pouch, get some shears and a way to hold those shears. Get that Adventure Medical SOL kit with the quick clot in it. Okay, that's like 20 bucks. Then get you a cat tourniquet, some no hurt tape, and an Israeli dressing, and maybe shove a little bit more gauze in there, and you're good to go. If you want to get hemostats, get hemostats. I mean, this stuff costs nothing. Super glue costs nothing. More chapstick, you know how I am about that crap. Razor knife, recommend having it. If you want tampons, get tampons. Extra gloves never hurt anybody. Even more extra gloves down here. Extra tape as well. These two things you tend to run out of pretty quick. Tape and gloves just fly. Okay, so it's good to have extras. That is the IFAK. Now we're going to do a cool transition to the trauma kit. Stand by. Another quick note, ladies and gentlemen, on the back of this plate carrier, if you watch the Condor Mop C review, you will note that I carry a spare tourniquet back here. It can be reached with my left hand. And this is more for other people to pull as needed, either for me or for casualties on the battlefield. Then my primary tourniquet over here is on the right-hand side. I'm right-handed. I carry my IFAK blowout kit on my right hand so that my elbow has a place to rest on when I'm carrying my rifle. Then I have an IFAK and shears here. It can be reached with both hands, left or right hand. So there is, I know I covered that earlier, but in case you missed it, there is a tourniquet and a set of shears here on the plate carrier next to this IFAK pouch. And then there's an additional tourniquet on the back of the plate carrier back here that is not really for self-aid. It's for buddy aid or for somebody to use on me if needed. So there's that. Stand by. Let me clear the table and then we'll do the trauma kit. Okay, last and certainly not least is this lovely and talented level 2+ trauma kit. What does 2+ mean? It means that it can address gunshot wounds, arterial bleeds, serious bleeds, minor burns, everything down from there. And it also allows me to take vitals. So, and if I have to do minor field surgery with this, I can. First things first, this kit is available on Amazon for about $100. I've seen it from anywhere from $89.99 to $109.99. 5 out of 5 stars, well worth it. Okay, just search trauma kit, and when you see one that pops up that looks like this, it's about this wide and about this high and about that deep. It's about that color with about that thingy on it and with about this on the side. You found the one. Okay, about $100. I also, because I'm me, have added, you'll see here, it says TQ and quick clot. That's for the tourniquet and quick clot that we added to this kit. $20. And here is an exact representation of what you get in that Adventure Medical kit, quick clot kit, okay? Because all I did was open the package and put it in the end here. So you get your quick clotting sponge. Okay, you get a roll of gauze, roller gauze bandage, 3" by 4.1 yards. Okay, you get a triangle dressing, some antiseptic towelettes, a pair of gloves. These are nitrile. Yeah, that's good. You get a little first aid guide, which if you can read it upside down and backwards will be much help to you. How to apply a tourniquet. Step 1, tourniquet materials should be wide and flat to prevent crushing tissue. That's cool. We have one. Thanks. You get some 4x4s. See, a couple of them. You get some, a little registration thing. You get some, where'd you go? 2x2, and your little roll of duct tape. okay, which again serves as a chest seal in place of hyphin, HYFIN style chest seals, which are good, but they're $17 a piece. And the benefit to them is you can take them out of packets and slap them right on, whereas you're having to fight with this usually to get it started and then get it out where you need it. But a small roll of duct tape like this will save you $34 because you need at least 2 chest seals. Because if you have a wound to the center portion of your body, to your chest cavity or stomach cavity, generally it's a through and through. It's an in-hole and an out-hole. So you need a front and back or a side and side or whatever. So you need 2 of them. So this saves you about 35 bucks. Is it a great approximation for 35 bucks? The hyphens honestly are better, but this gets the job done, and this was doing the job before the hyphens existed. So it's up to you. If you want to get 2 chest seals, go for it. If you don't, roll up a little bit of duct tape just like this and put it in there. So that's what you get for your 20 bucks on that Adventure Medical Kit. And frankly, I think it's worth it. If I didn't think it was worth it, I wouldn't keep buying them. I've bought half a dozen or so of those kits over the years. We should probably put our paperwork back in there. And then this is your standard Recon Medical. That one's brand new. January 08, 2018. Right, and if you're wondering how do I operate this, go look at a different video. But there it is. Okay, and how do you know you got a real one and it's a good one? Listen, hear that? That's the metal stylus hitting the table. This should be aluminum. Can you hear that? That should be aluminum, and this should be Kevlar. Nothing else, okay? The plastic styluses will snap. In order for you to get enough tension on that stylus to turn the band, you will snap the stylus. Now, what else is in this kit? Trash, because we use this at work, so this has become the trash bin over here from when people get hurt on site. This is just general blood stoppage, round pads, oval pads, 4x4s, a little bit of tape. I will say this product could have come with more tape. So if you're gonna buy this, buy some extra tape and some extra, I call this stuff no hurt tape, self-adherent tape, self-adherent bandage. Get extra of this too, because after you close a wound, disinfect the wound, close the wound, cover the wound, now how's it gonna stay? Some of this, some of that. This kit is light on this and this. So get some extra, throw 20 bucks at it, call it good. Okay, so blood stoppage, this is an abdominal pad. Useful for all kinds of things. If you have a serious abdominal wound, you just slap it on it. Yeah, this is a filthy work shirt. Love it. Slap that on there, apply pressure, stops the bleeding. Multi-trauma dressing. For emergency use only, not for, I don't know, whatever else you do with it. This is a CPR shield. Good to have. This is a stethoscope. Good to have. Saline eye wash. What do we got here? Purified water, Ophthalmolog's solution eye wash. Is this saline eye wash? What is this? Purified water eye wash. Yeah, that's eye wash. Good like that. Rolled gauze. Like, literally you should have like a 55-gallon drum full of this stuff somewhere. This and this, pretty much you're set for life, okay? Stethoscope. Well, what the heck's in here then? We have 3 of these kits. Yeah. Oh, blood pressure cuff. Blood pressure cuff. That goes with the stethoscope. Roger, Roger. Triangle bandage. Also useful as a sling. Every freaking Band-Aid you could ever want for the next 5, 10, 15 years is in this portion of the kit right here. And honestly, This is where most of the people go when they get injured, is to the Band-Aids. And this is what you're going to burn the most of, which is why almost every kit on earth, by just volume, is mostly Band-Aids. Okay? Okay. What do we have here? This is all your little tiny packets. Your disinfectant, ammonia in case you get knocked out, you need to wake up again. Moist towelettes, iodine, rubbing alcohol, swabs, all your little swabs, your gels, your burn agents, your disinfectants, it's all in here. You have an instant cold pack and another instant cold pack. And then over here, some more rolled gauze, which again, you can't have too much of that. In the front here, emergency blanket, Mylar blanket. If in case somebody's going into shock or is in shock, you cover them up in this. Again, go watch somebody else's channel. Okay, because I am not a medical professional. I just did some medical stuff one time. Glucose, yes, that's included with the kit. Okay. These are also very popular in our line of work. Splinter out. This is basically just a needle, individually packaged needle inside of there, used for pulling splinters out of your hands or feet or eyeballs or whatever. Here you have some specialty bandages. Usually these are good for around the knuckles. You have the butterfly shaped ones. Yep, they're there right there. Tips of fingers, ends of fingers, those are good for. And a couple little towels in here. And a pen light for assessing just how brain damaged your patient is. Yeah. Just depress this little sucker right here, and that comes on, and you say, follow the light. How many fingers am I holding up? Who did you vote for in the previous election? And that usually by then you can tell whether or not they're deranged. Okay. All right. That's what's in this kit. And this kit rides in the truck on the transmission hump in between the two front seats, the driver's seat and the passenger seat. And this is like my general use everyday first aid kit. The cool thing about this kit is, yeah, it's $100. You throw another $40 at it, you're at $140. Throw $20 worth of tape at it, tape and gauze, you're at $160. Yeah, $160 is a considerable investment, right? But it's comprehensive. It's got pretty much all bases covered. This isn't quite to the level that, say, an EMT would carry, but it's close. You add some more blood stopping to this, and you're certainly approaching combat medic status, okay? And ditch the Band-Aids, because that, in combat, you just rub dirt on it. Something else I recommend is this sucker right here. You can get this at CVS for about $40. This is an automated blood pressure cuff, and we keep this thing around the house. It's good to have. It's part of our home kit, which I'll probably do a separate video on at some time, but it has memory, as you can see, and it's just really good, really fast, so you don't have to bust out the pressure cuff and the stethoscope to take a blood pressure reading. And for a lot of you guys, you might not know how to actually do that. It's pretty simple. You can watch some videos on it, or better yet, go get some first aid training, and they will tell you how to do that. The Red Cross will tell you how to do that. Okay? Okay. But if you're not comfortable with this, or you're impatient like I am, you can bust this thing out, and it gives pretty dang accurate readings. I mean, I've used this in conjunction with this and have been impressed with how accurate this thing is. The other thing that I could not find, which means my wife probably has it, and usually it's in a cup holder in her Explorer, is a pulse oximeter that we got at CVS for about $30. It just slips over the tip of your finger and will take your pulse, and it'll tell you your blood oxygen level. And that's really important for a lot of different things that are going on. If you don't understand why your blood oxygen level is important, please go watch somebody else's videos, because again, I am not a medical professional, but it's important, okay? Below certain levels, you need to stop what you're doing, and you may need to get some oxygen in you ASAP. My wife has a genetic heart defect, and because of that, we keep this thing handy and that pulse oximeter handy, because 350 days out of the year, she's great. She's 110%, and she would beat the crap out of any one of us. The other 15 days a year, she gets really wonky, and we like to know what's going on ASAP when that happens. So this helps, and that pulse oximeter helps. So if you factor all of that in, when this is all said and done, for this kind of kit right here to be completely built out, you're looking at probably about $250. Is it worth it? I don't know. What's your life worth? You feel like dying today? What about your kid? No matter how much your kid has pissed you off lately, you probably don't want them to die. And if you do, shame on you. You know, what about grandma? What about your mother-in-law? People are valuable. Money is money. We're in the fat times, y'all. Spend your money. Spend it, because tomorrow your dollar is going to be worth less than it is today. So keep some back. The world may never end. This thing could just keep going and going and going and going and going. In which case, I feel sorry for my progeny, and it may end, it may not. But if it does, or something bad happens, even if it's localized, the end of the world as we know it, do you know how many times I've used these kits? At least once a month, I'm busting out with these kits. At least once a month. I've stopped at several traffic accidents and been out of my truck with this kit in my hand in a matter of moments. There before the first responders, before the EMTs, before the police, before the paramedics, before the firefighters, I'm there. Just a couple months ago in Denton, Texas, that happened. So, yeah, it's $250, but what's a trip to the ER these days? Get you a suture kit for $20 on Amazon and learn to do stitches. Because, I don't even know if we can see it. Yeah, see that scar right there? See that? I stitched that myself. That would have been $1,500 from there to there. That would have been $1,500 at the ER. Or $20 in sutures off of Amazon. So there you go. Now you've seen my gorgeous legs. I guess we're at that point in our relationship where we can start showing each other our battle wounds. I hope this has been helpful to y'all. I guess I'll spin this around and talk to you guys one more time. Is that annoying? All right, listen, Top, I've been hesitating to do this video because I wanted to give you a good product. You asked, and I hope I delivered. Didn't under-deliver or over-delivered. I hope I delivered. You wanted my input? Here it is. I am humbled, sir, that you would care what I have to say on the subject. So, this is what I run. Boo-boo kits, IFAKs, trauma kits. I will do a standalone on our home first aid kits at some point. Today is not the day. I have a small window of opportunity to get this done, and I'm pushing the edge of that envelope right now, so I need to get off of here, but I really, truly hope you guys can learn something from this. And I just want to foot stomp this one point. That's what a foot stomp sounds like. All this gear doesn't mean anything if you don't know how to use it. The Red Cross will train your Broke A for free. For free. Just call them up and say, when's your next event? They will take you from somebody who knows nothing to CERT level preparedness, community emergency response team, for free. Okay? For free. You buy the gear, they show you how to use it for free. So, yes, get the gear, but yes, please learn how to use it. It's the same thing as having a $1,500 rifle under your bed that you've never shot before. You can't trust your life to that gun because you haven't built a skill set with it. I don't care if you shot one 40 years ago in the Marine Corps. If you haven't shot that gun, you don't know that gun. You don't know how well regulated the sights are and blah, 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 blah. Is the extractor spring too weak? Is it too strong? Whatever. You don't know because you haven't built your skill set with that piece of equipment. Please build your skill sets with your first aid equipment. It's probably the most important equipment that you'll have, and it amazes me how much people cheap out on first aid. Get shot and then tell me if it was worth saving the money that you saved. Okay? I truly appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for sticking around, and I am always open to suggestion for what we should be talking about as a tribe. So thank you. I'm deeply humbled. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. Later.